Alright guys, let me give you a quick lay of the land to hear what's going on. We're not actually doing the work today, we're overseeing. But this arrow I'm putting on here, that's actually the office for an oak quarry. The lake you see in the background here is actually where the actual quarry used to be. And right here what you see, it's hard to see because of all the trees, is actually the small town of Derby, Indiana. Now we're going to take off flying towards the river here, and as we get a little bit closer to the river, you guys are going to see the Derby Community Center, and I'll put a little arrow on it right there. It's the parking lot there in town. The Derby Community Center, this location used to actually be, whenever the quarrying operations were going on in Derby, this is where they had their rock washing plant. And then once they got the rock washed, they took the rock and loaded it onto barges. And behind the Derby Community Center, you'll see right here, is some old steel cells. We call them cells, or just sheet piles. Drove down the river. And they're kind of a little bit of an eyesore here on the river bank, and we're going to try to use those to our advantage and pretty them up a little bit. And this is how we're going to go about it. So this is the cell here, and basically what we're trying to do is to pretty this up and basically make it like a place for people to have weddings and stuff if they come to the Derby Community Center. So all the railing and all the iron work you've seen done here has all been done by volunteers up to this point. And those same volunteers have also raised a substantial amount of cash to basically have this all poured in decorative concrete. So that's what we're doing today. This actually got subbed out to Matt Finley, M&R Excavation, which is the same guy that's helped us on a few of these house tear down jobs. And we're gonna kind of tag along for the day and watch these guys pour the first little round of concrete. It looks like a beautiful day, but it's pretty darn windy, so it's gonna get interesting, I promise you. So we're down here to do pre-pour inspection, and so far the only thing I've seen wrong is the dress code. Look at that thing! I'm not even gonna show your face to save you the embarrassment.
That's good.
Oh, too bad. There he is.
I work for M&R Excavation. He's overpaid and underworked.
Just keep talking, not me. All right, we got dangerous rebar sticking out, but other than that, we're in pretty good shape. Bitter, isn't it beautiful?
Drank half my water, is what I want to know.
Only thing we're missing is concrete. It's supposed to be here any minute, so we'll get some video of that. Your fashion statement's not getting any better. I like the shorts you had a while ago.
Is this going on YouTube?
Of course it's going on YouTube.
Look at that. That's like Barbie's hair.
I'm gonna have to put a screen on that to show them.
Come on, touch it.
No.
Come on.
Concrete here. So basically what we've done, it's kind of hard to see here, but this thing has got basically a 12-inch footer all the way around the outside with rebar that's welded to this cell. And then where the pour splits, it's also a 12-inch footer. The existing pad that's on this thing is like almost 12 inches out of level. It's just way off. They didn't care what it looked like when they poured it. They were just needing something solid to basically set a conveyor on. So we got the rock in the middle. We basically got 4 inches out in the middle. We basically got a 12 by 12 footing all the way around the outside. What we're really trying to make sure we do is this is going to go underwater when the river floods. So we're just kind of trying to protect those edges and make sure that current can't get underneath this thing and pop it up. And we put half-inch rebar in there on a 4x4 grid. Rebar is not really for strength. It's just to make sure everything gets tied together. So that's just kind of a rough little idea of what's going on there, if you guys care. Getting there. 1.5 trucks down, or 1.5 trucks down. Power screeded off. We got it all worked around the edges out there. Got that hole left to go.
Bring it.
This is always where the $1.5 million question comes into play. do we have enough concrete or do we not? I think from the sounds of the truck load, we're going to be in pretty good shape. Alright guys, so if anybody's kind of wondering, here's what's going on. This is going to be a colored / rolled stamp finish on this. So basically what these guys just threw on there was basically the colorant. It's kind of like the base color, so they'll throw it out there and then they'll take the Fresno or some sort of trowel and work that color down into the concrete, which is what Matt's doing here. And then what you're going to see in a little bit is after they get all this worked in, they'll come back and basically throw a second color onto this, which is basically a release agent. And it also puts some color into the concrete, but its main purpose is to make sure that the concrete does not stick to the roller stamp thingy-majig. That's a real technical term if anybody was wondering. So that's just kind of the real rough roundabout idea of what's going on here. Obviously it's a lot more technical than that, and there's plenty of YouTube videos out there on that if anybody's looking into it, but that's kind of what's going on. This is the stamp here. It was really difficult these days. We're kind of struggling a little bit because the wind is blowing like almost 40 mile an hour. And whenever you get wind blowing that hard on concrete, it dries the top out and it keeps it real spongy underneath. So kind of makes it difficult to chase all your lines out and get it. It's just not quite as easy to work with. But for the conditions we had that day with the wind and everything going on, I'm not going to sit here and tell you it's perfect, but it turned out pretty doggone good. Alright guys, this is actually the morning of the third pour. Like I said, this wasn't my job, it was Matt's job, even though I'm kind of overseeing it because I'm president of the community association. But the second pour went way better than the first pour, mostly due to the weather. Just really fighting the wind that day. First pour turned out good, second pour turned out absolutely awesome. So this is actually the third pour on this lower part here. And I was passing through town. Had just enough time to kind of stop in, check on them, look everything over. I wanted to kind of check out that footer they got over there and rebar. Everything was spot on in good shape. So they didn't need my help pouring any concrete. So I kind of put the drone in the air and I was just kind of flying around, bugging them, trying to get some cool shots. So everything on this pour here turned out awesome as well. Actually, the third pour was probably the best out of all three of them. I guess practice makes perfect, isn't that the old saying? So the entirety of the project, so after we get this pour done, this is the end of the decorative concrete. As I fly up here, you look off to the left, there's a rock ramp coming down. The last part of this, we had to pour a sidewalk down that ramp. I did get one video of that using the 120 to shuttle some concrete up. You guys will see it at some point. I'm not for sure when, but I didn't get a whole lot of video of it, like I said, just because it wasn't my job and I wasn't there. When I was there, I had the video out, so you guys can see what's going on. So the end of this video, I'm gonna do another flyover. I'll show you guys the finished product, how everything turned out. It's absolutely awesome. Huge improvement for the community. Everybody here is just excited as can be. So it's gonna make a real nice area for us. All right, guys, here it is after all the concrete's poured. It turned out absolutely awesome. It's going to be a huge asset and addition to the community. So we got all the concrete poured. We still need to go back and get the handrail going up the ramp and get some landscaping and some rip wrapping done. But we'll get that all done, but it's job complete for now. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed that video. If you could just take a few seconds to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe button, and tap the bell so you'll catch the next video. You can also find us on Facebook and Instagram and dirtperfect1.com.
Thanks for watching. Bye.
See you on the next one.